What's the best way to fight the hive? A slow, methodical charm offensive?
Or threatening everyone with death?
Let's discuss. Okay, so something we haven't discussed is the Belladonna, the George O'Keeffe painting.
Yes.
One of our subscribers actually had pointed this out, that this was maybe a signal to us that Carol had not fully changed at the end of last week's episode in asking the hive to come back, because the Belladonna is about deadly nightshade, which is in fact this beautiful flower that is poisonous. And what I think is interesting is that the poison is part of the flower. It's part of the whole organism.
It wouldn't be as beautiful.
Correct, without the poison part of it. It all works together, and that seems to me very symbolic of each one of the characters and in their relationships.
Yes.
And that's what I saw between Carol and Zosha in this, what I was seeing as this romance, these two people who are diametrically opposed. They both have this beauty to, there's feelings, there's genuine positive feelings in there, but they are both poison to each other's world.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that part of the way that the hive is creating problems is that they can't really connect with Carol on her level, because she's a creative individual, she's a writer, she's all about creating new things. They are unable to do that, and so they are sort of hungry for her to show her this kind of novel newness. And one of the ways that they do that to encourage her is rebuilding the diner where she sat with yellow legal pads.
And was her favorite time. Now, there was a moment in that scene when she's getting most caught up and loving it here, and she's talking about how much she loved creating back then. She's getting caught up in the moment. She starts to say, this was the greatest, I'm paraphrasing it, but it was like, this was the great moment before, and that's when she stops. And right then she gets upset and she marches out of the place. Now, what do you think she was going to say?
I mean, it was the time when she was able to freely create, before she became successful, before, her books came out and, they're genre fiction, there are expectations, the audience has expectations.
Like the hero being male, not
Like the
female.
hero being male and not female, even though she
So it was before she had to compromise her.
Exactly. And I think that that's why, she ends up, in order to express herself, writing again, because she realizes, here I actually am at the point where I have this audience and I can do whatever I want. I am not driven by capitalism. I'm not driven by the demands of the fans. In the first episode, we see the fans and all they want from her and how frustrated she is with like the demands.
They want more of the same.
They want more of the same, exactly.
Whereas what the hive wants is new. They want something new and unexpected. How great that is for an author.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. And they're willing to accept whatever the author wants. She doesn't have an editor that's like pulling her back or saying, you need to do this or you need to do that.
No, much like ChatGPT, they love everything you do. Everything.
Like
You're right. This is amazing.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. I was thinking she was going to say something along the lines of, it was before, I was thinking more of an emotional moment, and this was before all of the loneliness had creeped into her life. Because Carol is clearly a very, very lonely person. She was, before all this happened, she's even more lonely now. But then, as I was thinking about it, when they go and they're looking at the train, Carol specifically says that the train horn is her favorite sound. And the hive doesn't know about it because she's never told anybody this.
Exactly.
That this is the loneliest sound in the world. She has romanticized loneliness.
Oh, absolutely.
And romanticized the key element of loneliness that she loves so much. And then she hasn't shared it. Keeping up the lonely, isolated person within society.
But I think that moment about the loneliness and the connection that she has with loneliness, because clearly Manus has a relationship with being alone, and protecting himself and sort of disconnecting himself from the rest of the world. I think even before we're supposed to read into that, and I think that that's also important. Is that we are kind of provided with enough, not kind of, we have been provided with enough information to really sort of understand Carol's context. The show has given us so much about her, and then we only have a little bit about
We know Manus now.
Yes, we know him in the present.
But we don't know.
We don't know the backstory.
We've got no flashbacks. We've heard no stories about his his past.
No, and so we are there kind of guessing about who he is. Like, we know little bits and pieces about his personality, his sort of, his very strict kind of moral code that he has. The sense that everything is kind of a reciprocal relationship. He doesn't, in some ways, he doesn't like to be given things.
Oh, not at all.
He wants to achieve things on his own, and the Hive has not only stolen everything, but they've stolen his ability to achieve things.
Oh, yeah.
To even cross the Darien, that he needed their help.
And to die, if that was his convictions were, I'm doing this alone, and if I don't do it, I die. And that is his right, which they stole from him.
Yes, exactly.
Right. So, okay, so the answer let's try and answer our opening question. What is the better approach here, do you think?
Oh, I mean, and I think that the show is really leaving it open. But what it's demonstrating is that what the Hive has essentially done, what this, whatever it is, this virus has done, is it has put the entire world at this kind of like point of no return. And I think that earlier today we were talking about, in preparation for this, talking about Zosha and how we learn a little something about Zosha, which really sort of situates, it situates where the world is in the show, the moment where the world is versus the way the world has been on a precipice towards destruction in the past.
Right. Well, I saw her, okay, so specifically she lets us know that she's from Gdansk.
Exactly.
And if those of you don't know, Gdansk was originally known as Danzig, and Danzig in Poland was the grounds for, the excuse for the Nazis to invade Poland and launched World War II.
Exactly.
Beginning point of World War II. And I found that interesting that, yes, she's from a place that already suffered an alien invasion.
Exactly.
And then specifically when she talks about her favorite food there, the mango ice cream.
Yes.
It was something that was available to her when Poland was under the boot heel of the Soviet Union. Another oppressive alien invasion that happened, and that once the freedom came, once democracy came up, once individualism, all that came back, there was more choice in ice cream, but she lost her favorite ice cream.
She lost the mango.
Right, which is, I'm seeing again, I'm connecting that back to the Belladonna idea, the theme of there's a little poison in every piece of this beauty.
Yeah, and I think it's also about the, you have like sort of like a communal situation, and then you have the individual kind of life. And so, this sort of playing around, especially right now in 2025 with so much discussion about fascism, about communism, about authoritarianism, about power. These are models for how to deal with human society. Do we deal with it by focusing on the individual, or do we deal with it by focusing on the collective?
And every one of them has trade-offs. I think that's what we're seeing here. You can't have the good without having some bad.
Exactly. I mean, and I think that when we're looking towards, Manusos's arrival, we now know that he is in the United States. We know, I think, also that he has such a tremendous ability to withstand pain in a way that Carol does not. That Carol, I don't think that the whole "please come back" was a was a ruse.
No, it wasn't. I think
I know, but some people have said, I've been reading little things. Some people have said
fair
that,
enough, but I don't think any of these decisions and any of these characters are all, it's not black and white. Nobody's all this or all that. She was lonely. She did want them back. She's getting things out of this relationship, but they're also an existential threat to the human race. This is a genocidal track they're on for everybody to die.
Yes, and what she keeps trying to remind herself, they eat people.
Yes.
But I feel that she has a very limited ability to withstand pain and upset. She drinks. We know that. We know that she couldn't stay away from other people around her for that long. Whereas
she's easily triggered. She's very easily triggered. We've seen that in her interactions
Whereas
with people.
Manus, on the other hand, he has very obviously tremendous ability to deal with physical pain. And he has the ability to deal with, potentially, we don't know yet, but it seems like that is something that he is able to withstand in a way that Carol is not, which will make it really interesting if they come together.
But I'd be concerned if he ends up being, because the way he's been depicted right now, what we're seeing is very much a black and white type character.
Yes.
Who is he's all in on his mission and his toughness and his ethics, and there's no room for negotiating or reason. Yeah. He seems to be, in the way he's been portrayed up to this point, he kind of stands out from everybody else being this more complicated mix.
And I think that, and I know that I'm sure we'll hear something from folks in the comments, but I will say that unfortunately, that is my one issue with this show. Is the fact that Manusos, we have to wait so long, and I hope we're going to get there. We really should be getting there soon. We have to wait so long to get a more fuller picture of him. Because then what it essentially means is that, as per the usual, we have these incredibly well fleshed out white characters. And then we have this non-white character who is very simple. In terms of, he has a very simple moral code. It's very clear who he is. He doesn't get the gray areas.
I don't think for a second that that's what we're going to get.
No, eventually. I don't. But what I'm saying is that if I have one complaint, it's that we've had to wait too long to see enough of him. We're at episode 8, and so I'm looking forward to more.
Okay.
How about that?
All right. Fair enough. That explains it.
There you go.
Quick channel note, if you're watching this on Not Another Gen X Guy, we just want to let you know that we have another official channel, Aaron Explains Stuff. That's where we're continuing to have these conversations, including a comments episode and a year-end wrap-up coming up. So links in the description, and thanks for watching.